An unnatural allegiance to losers, and do women lack patience or do men waste time?
On this episode of Simply Necessary Conversations.
So the trending topic of the beginning of the year is Cat Williams doing his groundbreaking, earth-shattering. It was an interview, but it turned into a roast of half the comedians in the industry.
Yeah.
And he kind of posed, he didn't pose a question, but it kind of brought up the question of, do people in the industry, music, comedy, acting, whatever, do they sell their souls in a certain type of way to be where they are and to be as successful as they are? And he name dropped, I ain't gonna necessarily name drop too much, but he named some celebrities that he feels like kind of took a deal with the devil in a sense in order to be successful. So do you agree that artists sell their souls for success?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, maybe not sell their souls, but they definitely compromise their integrity a lot.
That's true.
They definitely make a lot of compromises, and some of them do things for the money that they probably would not do just, if there was not money involved. And I was pleasantly surprised. Well, I shouldn't say surprised because I don't know him, but I was happy to hear that he had not taken that path.
Because he claimed that there was like specific deals that if you do this, you get that, and you get that. And I don't know if I necessarily believe in the literal sense of like the Illuminati and someone is selling their soul and they're doing hexes and blood magic or whatever. But I do think that a lot of artists will do things that they're not necessarily comfortable with, or they'll do things that they know is controversial just to be relevant. Like, for example, I don't know whether you saw it or not, but Lil Nas X has been in the media like constantly because he has this new song that's like somehow named after Jesus, and he had a picture of him like being on a cross, like Jesus was on a cross. And of course he got backlash for it. But like, I feel like doing things like that like you probably are going to piss some people off unnecessarily.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a version of like selling your soul for the industry. You're doing something solely for the money, solely for the fame.
Well, ironically though, I don't think Lil Nas X does it for the money. I think he has some deep-seated issues and some childhood trauma.
Like he does it. I feel like he also is anti-religion, yes, but I feel like he also does a lot of stuff just for the money.
Yeah, I think he does it to be controversial.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like he wants to be.
And I do think that there are some things that maybe happened in his personal life. And I heard a snippet of some of his life story. So like, I think he has some anger issues and some unresolved issues. So I'm going to take him off the table. I think that there are other people though that definitely are influenced by a check. And they don't necessarily sell their souls, but they definitely do. They compromise their integrity. And it's sad, but I think it kind of goes with the territory. There's a lot of people that their celebrity and their fan following mean more to them than just having a good name. Like, that's one thing that I stand on. Like, I don't want to be accused of doing stuff just for fame, fortune. Not that I'm famous, because I'm not famous, but like there's certain things that I'm just not going to do. And I've had people like challenge me and try to ask me, well, if somebody offered you this much money, you wouldn't? No, I wouldn't. And I hope that I can stick to that. And apparently in Hollywood and in the music industry, that is not a thing, because people are really, even some of he was talking mostly about male comedians and male artists, but some of the female artists, I feel like a lot of them, they don't get truly famous until they do something controversial. Most of the time with the females is, appear in a movie topless or doing something naked or something really lewd and lascivious.
I think it's dangerous to say that everybody is selling their soul just because they have a different moral standard than you might have.
True. Yeah. I mean, that's true. But then there are some people that it's fairly obvious that they are crossing lines that if there was not a money incentive, they wouldn't cross.
Like, I think a lot of people try to accuse Beyonce of being in the Illuminati. Now, obviously, I'm a Beyonce fan, so my opinion is biased. But I feel like you have to take into account a celebrity's rise to fame. Like celebrities like Beyonce, or even celebrities like Taylor Swift or whatever, they started out young. Like, they aren't new to this, they true to this. Like, they started out trying to build their craft since they were children. So you can't necessarily say that just because they're mega famous right now, they're mega popular right now, like, oh, it has to be the Illuminati. Maybe they're just talented.
No, I mean,
maybe they just know they
trace Beyonce, like go back to Matthew knows.
Yeah.
trained her to be who she is. Like and you know I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah.
But he was a businessman. He was a person that, even though he wasn't a show person, he recognized that his daughter had showmanship in a way that is way beyond most people. So I think she kind of, they say cream always rises to the top. Beyonce was cream. She was going to the top, like she just was. But then there are some people that are not as talented as she is that have to do other things because their voice is not enough, or because they don't have the look or whatever. So they're always doing something controversial. They're always half naked. They're always saying something, for shock value and that kind of stuff. So it happens a lot, unfortunately. And those people that, because that stuff that Kat was talking about, like that was a little bit.
He was going
beyond.
I'm not gonna say everything he said because I don't want to get canceled. But he was going in terms of like he was talking about Luda and Fast and Furious, and apparently now Kevin Hart's ex-wife is going on tour with him, which that's messy because he was just dissing Kevin Hart, and now his ex-wife is going on tour with Kat. Like,
well, because what little bit that I do know, apparently. The word on the street is that she helped make Kevin's career and that she helped write a lot of his material. And so I guess Kat decided he's just going to go directly to the source. So like it kind of tracks that he has her on tour with him. I also
saw that a lot of celebrities have been saying that Cat Williams is very generous in terms of like giving money and just like wanting to help other young Black people that are up and coming in the industry. Wow, I can't talk. But just like giving them thousands of dollars at a time, like just cause he could. Yeah. I feel like that's the sign of true celebrity and like doing it for the right reasons. Yeah. If you're uplifting other young creatives after you've already made it, then you probably are on the right path. But I feel like if you just are doing things just to get attention and then you're not really helping nobody else, then maybe you got the Illuminati on speed dial. Who knows?
Yeah, he's also adopted a lot of kids apparently. Like he has. Yeah,
I think he adopted 7 kids.
Yeah, so like we're gonna leave Cat alone. Yeah, well, I was always a fan of Cat. Yeah,
but between him and Taraji P Henson, they airing out the industry right now. They are letting people know what's up.
They are,
and I feel like it's much needed. Because nobody really, people talk about it, but like nobody as famous as them really talks about it.
Yeah, and they're it's not even speculation. They're on the inside. Yeah. They know what they're talking about. And Kat came with receipts apparently because even the people that challenged what he said, they didn't say he lied. Yeah. They talked about the nuances of what he said. Like they kind of tiptoed around it. Nobody just straight out said what he said wasn't true. And that's how you know somebody has the receipts. And he knew when he was saying what he was saying that he couldn't be challenged. So like I got much respect for him because he went for it he went all the way in. So
yeah. And what I found funny too was at one point he claimed that specifically, he claimed that Ludacris, who is a central part of the Fast and Furious industry, he basically called Ludacris's wife ugly. And Luda made a rap dissing everything that Kat said. And the only thing that he did not address was the fact that his wife was supposedly supposed to be ugly. He made a whole rap and he didn't say, hey, ain't like, get off my wife because my wife is beautiful. No, he just was like, I got money.
Well, see, and I hate when people that I like are beefing because I like Ludacris too.
I love Ludacris too, but how did you not defend your wife? He called your wife ugly.
Yeah, that should have been first.
That should have been the first thing.
The first few bars should have been.
But no, he's talking about Fast and Furious, baby. Nobody cares. Defend your wife. Like, come on now. Like that should have been your first step.
Or maybe he felt like that didn't even need addressing because it was so.
No, if I'm the wife, you need to say that I'm not ugly. Like I don't care.
And I don't know that I've seen his wife, but I think I've seen his wife, and she's not an unattractive woman from what I remember.
He made a blanket statement about a group of people, and Ludacris's wife was included in that, and he did not defend her. I would have been, if I was the wife, I'd have been like, you couldn't say I'm beautiful in the song? Like, and also people were laughing because they were like, Luda hasn't dropped any music in so long, but now Cat Williams got him rapping again.
Well, he didn't need to. He was making movie money, so like
he had that Fast and Furious Don and Letty money, so it's whatever. But speaking of Fast and Furious and being on the road, I was just on the road. I went to NOLA. I went to New Orleans, as my friends would like to say. So that's going to be the Let Me Put Y'all On, because I feel like even though it's a very popular travel destination, I think most people think of it as like Bourbon Street.
And they think only Mardi Gras.
And like they think only Mardi Gras. But we went after New Year's, and other than being followed briefly, we had a marvelous time. A lot of people generally think that Bourbon Street is like the place to be, which Bourbon Street was like fun, you know, it was live. Yeah. There's gonna be some ladies asking if you want shots, and like we'll try to pour the shot down your mouth. No, ma'am, I don't need it. But they also have like a strip where there's like clubs. Like there was like a Western club, so you could ride a bull and they would play like line dance music. There was a karaoke bar, like stuff like that. But also if you want more of like the historical commerce side of New Orleans, you can go to like the French Market area, and that's where you can like go to Cafe Du Monde and get beignets and coffee. That's where Jackson Square Park is, and you can take pictures there. So anyway, it's a nice little vacation. And if you're in the Central Florida area, it's about 9 hours.
Yeah.
So
it looks fun.
Yes.
And people need to know that they can go and they don't have to go for Mardi Gras. They can go anytime.
It's not expensive to go. Like everything is like relatively cheap. All you need is some gas, a hotel room, and money for food, because the food is very good.
Yeah. I saw clips of the food before you even went, and I thought
Keith Lee said fabulous. That it's the best food in the U.S. New Orleans has the best food in the U.S. And I can't even say he was lying, because he was not lying. It was very good.
It looked like it would be good. It's in the South though.
Yeah,
Southern food is always the best food.
And I would say try to go to like authentic Creole restaurants, Black owned places. Like that's where I got the best experience, the best food. And everybody had the Southern hospitality. Our headlight broke and we had to go to this like random O'Reilly's at 8 p.m. and we were a little scared because it was not necessarily in a part of town that we should have been in by ourselves that late at night. And like everybody was like super nice, super welcoming. I didn't really feel unsafe, other than when I was on Bourbon Street a little bit. I didn't really feel unsafe.
Yeah.
And it was
that's anywhere though.
Yeah. So I would say check it out. I'll be posting pictures on my social media if anybody's interested. But what had happened was I saw this on the Melanin Shade Room on Instagram. I don't know why there's so many different versions of the Shade Room, but that's beside the point.
Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
I guess, because I'm like, we have the Shade Room. Why is this Melanin Shade Room? Because the Shade Room is already for Black people, so why do we need the Melanin Shade? I don't get it. But
it's
anyway,
a knockoff.
Well, I don't want to shade them.
I mean, I'm just saying, like the Shade Room was first, and everything that came after is a knockoff of that. It is what it is. I'm being Cat Williams, like it is what it is. Okay. Anyway,
so this dude tweeted, I was honest with a woman and told her that we couldn't have a relationship because I still had a lot of lust inside me. She called me Donnell Jones and blocked me, shaking my head. So then this lady, or this person, I don't know if it was a lady or not, responded and said, you were honest with you, and so was she. That's how this adulting works. What did you expect? And then he says, she was upset instead of being patient. So is it the woman's responsibility if a man says, I got all this lust inside of me, I just want to be in the streets, I want to be outside? Is it the woman's responsibility to stay and wait it out and not be in a relationship, get cheated on? Like, I don't understand what he thought the situation was finna be.
Is that even a question? Like, do we even need to address that? Like, are you kidding? So I want you to sit back and wait for me to go and sow my wild oats, do everything I want to do, and you be there when I get back? Child.
I don't understand, like, you have a lot of lessons. Why are you even entertaining one woman at this? Like, why did it get to the point of you having to tell someone that you didn't want a relationship and then you getting offended when they block you? If you had so much lust, then go find somebody else.
Exactly. Go find somebody that's equally lustful. Like, and y'all do whatever it is that y'all
and
do.
I feel like too, not to like be in other people's business and tell other people how they have to conduct their life, but as a grown man, you're still trying to like play the room. You're still trying to have like several women on your arm. Like you still not ready for a relationship.
And there would have been nothing wrong with him saying, I don't want to be in a relationship. I still want to date other people. I still want to somebody.
There's nothing wrong with
that. But to ask her to wait for him,
to expect
as Chris Rock famously said, crackhead go with crackhead. Are you crazy?
To be expecting her to like he said she wasn't patient. What is the ETA on your lust, baby? Like
that's a male. That's not a man. Cause like, that's just bat crap crazy. Like, why in the world break up with her or ask her if she's willing to be in an open relationship, all of that. But you want her, because what is given is by him saying, wait for him. He wants to go off and do what he wants to do, but he wants her to stay in the house and wait for him to come back.
He basically is saying, hey, I want to go sleep with a lot of women, but I want you to still be accessible to me when I'm done sleeping with a lot of women. And
possibly exclusive to just him.
Yeah, like I don't want you talking to nobody else, but I'm going to go over here and, have my fun, whatever, have my cake and eat it too. And you still gonna be around because you're stupid. No, like she really, and I'm proud of sis, whoever sis is. I'm proud of you. You didn't even entertain the conversation. So you said blocked.
That's what I'm gonna be blocked and blessed, bro.
You really said, oh, that's how it is. That's cool. That's cool. I ain't mad at you. As Tupac would say, blocked.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, him wanting to do what he wants to do, perfectly fine. But him wanting to do what he wants to do and want her to wait for him to do it, boy, bye.
Wow. I just don't. The hubris of a man to be like, you gonna wait for me though, right? And there's been several instances where somebody has said basically the exact same thing to me, and I'm just like, what?
But I'm gonna make some people mad, and some people are gonna possibly have their feelings hurt. They're gonna like, whatever. You ain't my mama, you ain't my daddy, so I don't care if you get mad at me. Because to me, basically, he went about it that way. He said he wanted to do what he wanted to do and ask her to wait. I feel like in a certain kind of way, especially when they're not honestly okay with it, they don't honestly want to do it. That's what the women that are in these open relationships are doing. Like, they do it and they talk about it and they act like they're okay with it because that's what, makes them feel better about themselves, I guess. But there's a lot of women and men in open relationships that are not down with it, but they're doing it because they feel like that's their only choice. That's their only alternative, because if they don't say okay to it, then the person's going to go do what they want to do anyway. So to keep a foothold there, to make sure that they're still in the picture somehow, they agree to open relationships. You ain't opening nothing with me but a bank account. I'm not. No, ma'am.
No tea, no shade. But me personally, I don't know what everybody else is into. I don't know what other people's business is. Me personally, I'm not going to be in an open relationship, and I'm not going to be polyamorous.
Nope. No. Because to me, once you start doing that, there is really no relationship. Why are you even trying to call that a relationship?
Like, how can you say that somebody is loyal when there's like 5 other people in the picture?
And
how is that person loyal?
That whole, we love each other, but we just choose to. No, ma'am.
It's easy. No, ma'am. It's easy to say that you love somebody when you got like 5, 6, 7 other people you can talk to when you get bored of that person that you claim to love. Yeah. I feel like the greatest test for love, the greatest test for a relationship is, what do you do when that person is unavailable for whatever reason?
Or when behind their back, like, are you the same person behind their back that you are in their face? And unfortunately, at my, as you say, big age, I have come to realize that there are very few truly loyal people. There are very few men and women, and I used to think it was just men, but the longer I live and see stuff on social media,
the longer I understand the male perspective, I'm just like, so there's girls that's crazy too. Yeah. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah, and I just wonder, it's like, where are the people who think like me, who want to be in a relationship with one person that they can be faithful to, that they can count on, that they don't have to worry? Like, that's almost non-existent based on what I'm seeing, because like there is no way. And it's sad because, like I said, there's a lot of people that are agreeing to these open situationships because that's the only way that they can have somebody in their life.
I feel like it comes down to what I told my friend the other day. In this case, you have to be patient in terms of finding somebody that, if you don't want to be in a relationship, this message is not for you, babes. You can go on and close your ears for a second.
Right.
But if you do want to be in a relationship, you can't settle. You can't just be talking to any and everybody. You can't let everybody monopolize your time. You actually have to be patient and wait for somebody that actually wants a relationship. So.
And please, 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 especially ladies, but gentlemen too, do not make panic pics. Do not just decide to stay with somebody even though the red flags are flying. Like, just wait it out. It's better to be, and I'm speaking for me, I don't know about, it's better to be by yourself and happy than to be in a situationship and unhappy, because the bottom line is, if you're with somebody and they're not bringing what you want them to bring to the table, if they're not treating you the way you want to be treated, if you're constantly having to talk yourself into being happy in the situation, then you better off to be by yourself. Somebody
said the other day on the social mediums, I forget which one, but somebody said it's only a situationship to one person. It's nothing to the other person.
Exactly.
So if you find yourself in a situation where you're having to beg for loyalty, or they want an open relationship, or but I just got so much less inside of me, you are setting yourself up for failure, because that person really don't like you for real, and
they don't value you.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not mad at you if you don't like me for real, but going.
Tell me, give me the benefit of honesty. Tell me that and let me move on, because there's somebody out there that thinks I'm fabulous and worth being with, but do not waste my time if that's not what you want. And I really do find it sad when I see or hear about, or they post all over social media, these people that are just holding on by a thread to somebody that clearly is not who they want, and then they also know that person doesn't value them, that person does not respect them. They just they don't care, just as long as that person pays them a little bit of attention.
If you got to try to figure out how somebody feels about you, they probably don't feel nothing about you. Yeah. Not only do they not like you, they probably see you as an indifferent character in their life. Like, don't set yourself up for like that. We got to be smart.
Everybody deserves somebody that actually truly cares about them. So do not settle in this whole open relationship thing. If that's what you want to do, you do it. But make sure that that's what you want to do, and you're not just saying okay to a situation. I forget which celebrity wife it was that said that they started out with that whole thing, but then it got to the point where she realized that person didn't care anything about her. Like it was like, the only reason that he was keeping her around was because she was going on. I can't remember who it was, but it's very common in social media to see people and hear people talking about it. Like,
if you wasn't down for an open relationship, then you shouldn't be down for it just to keep somebody on your arm, because it's really not worth it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Because everybody know what's up anyway.
Exactly, because that's just embarrassing. But that's beside the point. But our Ask a Gemini.
I'm nervous. It's been a while since I've been asked, but go ahead.
Our Ask a Gemini. Is it a red flag when I'll open it up, not just relationships, friendships. Is it a red flag if somebody you meet don't have no friends?
It depends on the age, first of all. I mean,
we're talking like grown people.
But if you're talking about an adult person that doesn't have any, and there's a whole lot of nuances to that. Because when you say don't have friends, do you mean they don't have friends at all, or do you mean that you don't see them out and about with friends?
They don't have friends.
They don't have any friends?
Like, they're the person that's just like, I don't have any friends. I really need to make friends.
How do you not have someone that you're at least friendly
that's the question.
with?
Is that a red flag?
Yeah, that is a red flag. I mean, my circle is small. It's one thing to have a small circle. I have a small circle, and I was thinking about this whole thing. Okay, so I tried to ask myself in this moment, like, what do you call a friend? How do you determine what is a friend? Because there's friends and there's acquaintances. And I realized it's like, if you and I are friends, like friends to the point that when I'm talking to a stranger, your name might come up or what, you have my cell phone number. And I realized that, like, only there's, other than family members, there's only a handful of people. Like now, and I don't mean you got my cell phone number because of work. Like, yeah,
no, I feel like that's whatever. Just maybe your generation thing.
Maybe
there's a lot of people that I'm not friends with that have my cell phone number.
And that's what I mean. There's people that I'm saying that you have my cell phone number for social purposes only, not because we work together.
Like, anybody that you've ever interacted with will need your cell phone number or something.
But they might need it for business purposes. They might need to get in touch with me because we're working on a project, whatever. But if you have my cell phone number because you need to be able to call me to ask me to do something, you need to call me.
But what other number are they finna call?
I am one of those dinosaur people that I have a landline.
Okay,
and if I don't want to be bothered with something or somebody, I'm gonna give you that landline.
Realistically, you're probably one of the only people that sell.
I probably am, but that's how I keep people that maybe I don't want to be able to get in touch with me anytime, anywhere. I'm gonna give you the landline.
For me, I would say, and wait, let me not lie. I probably have about 6 to 7 people that I would call like my dogs. Like, we locked in, ain't no switching up. They're my friends. Like, we've been through stuff together, or we're close or whatever. Everybody else is just like people I know. Mm-hmm. People that are out in orbit. People that
maybe not every, but you're just not as, cause newly out of college, you got a lot of, and I'm going to say friends, cause I think they were friends. But then there is your intimate friend circle. There's
like my best friends that I talk to about everything, every day, all day. And then there's my friends, and then there's my acquaintances. It's like levels to this.
Right.
So if somebody meets me, within the first, I feel like 30 minutes of a conversation, I'm probably going to name like at least 3 of my friends.
Yeah.
Just because I'm going to be talking about things that I've done or that I'm doing or the plans that I have, or something is going to come up. Even on this podcast, y'all know I be name dropping my friends every other day. Like it's going to happen. I would see it as a red flag if I'm talking to somebody romantically, or I'm getting to know somebody as a friend and they don't have anybody that they like, nobody.
It would be weird. I mean, it would be weird because like, well, and I know that people are going to have a fit about the landline thing, but y'all still got a landline. But I have people that say because old people do Facebook. I know y'all do Instagram, TikTok, all that. Old people tend to be on Facebook. So I have people that I'm Facebook friends with, and I consider them like, I'm not enemies with them. I feel like I don't have any.
But see, social media friend different than real friends.
So, yeah. So, and that's what I mean. Maybe I shouldn't have used a landline. Maybe I should use something like that. But like, I might have an exchange with them openly. I might have a DM exchange with them or whatever, and I consider them to be friends. But my friends can text me. My friends can call me on my cell phone. My friends have actually both numbers most of the time, but they have a certain amount of access to me and know things about me that my acquaintances or my kind of social media went to school with you. We were cool, whatever. But like, there's no chance that we're probably going to get together and hang out, or that we're going to visit each other at each other's homes. Not that, I'm averse to that completely, but there's certain people that have been to my house. They can text me. We might hang out. They know stuff about you first when it happens. They know things about my parents first when it happens. Like, there's different levels of friends, but to not have anybody.
And not just like, because there's some people that like, they have friends that are like online friends, which that's normal for my generation at this point, especially after COVID. Like, there's a lot of people that I'm friends with that I've never seen, or I hardly see, or whatever.
Have never met in person, actually.
Online friends are a thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also a red flag if they never hang out with friends in like real life.
Yeah.
Or like, you don't have some sort of activity where you see your friends in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you need at least like something that you do with other people
where you get together face to face.
Especially in like a relationship, you need something that you do with other people outside of me.
Yeah,
but not too much. Let's not get crazy. But like, a good in between,
Yeah, you need some balance. Like, I mean, you have your friends that you're with a lot.
Yeah,
y'all do stuff a lot. I'm a kind of more so stay in the house type of person, but I do have a couple friends that, okay, let's meet and have dinner, or like,
I've been told that I hang out with my friends too much. Like,
y'all are young though. Y'all are, like I said, freshly out of college. Y'all still kind of have college brain going on, where y'all want to get together and kiki all the time.
Yeah. Now I feel like that's kind of slowly dwindling off, because we all graduated,
real
jobs, we got a job, we got lives outside of each other.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm at an age now where it's funny. I did the college, hang out with friends, like me and my college friends made sure that we always had room. Like, we knew better than to like get rooms together. Yeah. But like, we would get rooms close to each other, and we spent most of the day together. We have class together sometimes. We would spend our free time together, whatever. So you go through that phase. Then I was crazy, got married right out of college. Then being busy married. And then I had a child, and I had you late. Like, a lot of my people that were my same age had already had kids, but I had you late. So like, I became very much just a mom. Like, I was just your mom for a long time. I'm getting back into the phase of life now where I am more willing, because I got time now. Like, I don't have to worry about what's going on with you. You over there doing your own thing, whatever. I got time now. So I'm kind of moving back into that phase where I might be outside, or let's meet and do this, because I got that time. But even with that, sometimes I just want to come from work, take a shower, put on something comfy, and just be in my house.
Yeah.
But, you got to have some social life, or that's going to be.
I feel like it's unhealthy if you don't have any social
like
life.
nobody.
Like, you have to have somebody that you talk to.
Yeah,
somebody that you just like kiki, have fun.
It's sad if you don't. Like I don't know how that happens. Like how do you go all the way through school, not even college or just school? Like how do you not have somebody?
And that's why I think it's a red flag if you go through, especially college age people or people that are working in like a place where there's other people their age or whatever. If you go through college or you going through work life. And you have like, I'm not saying like it's normal to have like only one or two friends, whatever. That's you. Maybe you're just not like a people person or whatever. But if you don't have anybody,
but then okay, so we're having this conversation. What if it's not by choice? Like, what if that person has done?
There's usually a reason. There is.
Don't say that because there's somebody that may be listening to us that really has done everything that they could to make a friend, and they don't have friends.
No,
hold on. Let me just say, if you are someone that genuinely does not have friends. Especially if you're not happy about it, because if you're doing it by choice, that's your business. That's your grown business. But if you don't have friends and you're depressed or you're sad, reach out to somebody, seek help. Like don't stay in that place. We're not going because somebody could be listening to us and they genuinely have tried.
This is not that deep.
Well, I just don't want to send the wrong message to somebody that maybe wants friends that don't have friends.
The people that I have befriended that came to me was like, yeah, girl, I don't have no friends. I'm so glad I met you. Have always turned out to be insane. Every single time. Every time I do
Allegedly.
The people I'm thinking about, not allegedly. Not allegedly.
Well, as long as you don't name anybody's name,
it always turns out to be
that.
like. And the key is somebody cannot have friends. Like there's been some people that I met that they didn't have friends at the time. I didn't really have friends at the time because we were going through that transition phase of like college or whatever. That makes sense. That's your reason for not having friends. I'm not saying that they are crazy. No.
Yeah.
But the people that I met where they say they don't have friends because all of their friends were the problem.
Oh no! That's
how is all of your friends a problem?
That's different. Like that's a whole different situation there.
That's what I'm specifically talking about. I'm not saying that.
But you know what's equally not scary, but equally concerning. And when I raise my eyebrow, people that are friends with everybody, like they're
that's also a
friends
problem.
with 50,000 people,
also
and
a problem.
all of them are their good friends.
That's
like no,
because
you being fake with somebody.
I don't like being friends with people that have too many friends. Because as a friend, now I'm just in my feels. Because like, am I that special?
It ain't even about that for me. It's just that with all the personalities that exist in the world, if you somehow are friends with hundreds of thousands of people. You lying to somebody, you being fake with somebody, like something, but because there's no way that your personality blends with that many people. There's no way that, you can have the people that are just like, I can get along with everybody. You can get along with everybody, but you ain't friends with everybody.
True, but I do not want to be friends with everybody.
And I've seen those people. I've known those people that life of the party, friends with everybody. And then at a point, as time goes on, you start to notice that all of those friends just like, fall off and disappear. It's because they were trying to bend themselves into pretzels to be friends with everybody.
People accuse Geminis of doing this all the time. I don't do this.
Child.
But some people transform themselves into whoever they're close to at the time.
Yeah, very much.
And
chameleons.
That's very scary, actually. Yeah. Because I'm a very like open, like I'm not going to question your motives for getting to know me until I need to. Mm-hmm. I'm a very open person. So if I'm open and I was like, oh girl, we got the same thing. Oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah. And then I realized we were nothing alike. What was that?
They were that
was a great performance.
Yeah, well, I am kind of me all the time. Now, let's don't get it twisted. I have to work with people, and there's a lot of times when I have to just smile and nod when I don't necessarily want to smile and nod. That's just life. That's adulting, whatever. But when it comes to friends, if I gotta bite my tongue, if I gotta walk on eggshells around you, if I can't be honest with you, or if I feel like there's something sinister, suspicious about you, like you're trying to be too much in my business or prying, or if I feel like you're that person that's coming to try to get up next to me so you can go and report to the streets. And
I'm quick.
I will put up a wall and cut you off.
Like, your access is denied. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of people have to make announcements of when they kind of breaking off from a friend, or they're gonna be like, I'm taking a break from social media.
Stop being a drama king and queen. Sit down.
I will gradually, and I'll plan it out very meticulously. I will gradually stop telling you my business until you realize one day, what's going on in Imari's life?
Amen. Because you have to, because there's a lot of people that are close haters. There's a lot of people that are not friends. They're close haters. They want to be all up in your face. They want to be all up in your business so that they can know stuff that the people on the outside don't know. So they go tell the people on the outside. And see, that's why you have to kind of decide for yourself. And you also have to be a strong-minded person. Yeah. When I was going through my divorce, didn't nobody know that like my closest friends didn't even know anything was going on until ink dry. Like, cause I ain't trying to tell you what's going on in my, cause I'm in that particular situation. I didn't want to drag them through that because after being married for almost 30 years, there were a lot of people that were emotionally invested in my marriage in a positive kind of way. I didn't want them to have to go through what I was going through. So I chose to not talk about it. When they knew anything about it, it was done. And now, girl, I can tell you this is what happened, but I didn't need you calling me every day.
I'm the type of person that I get easily irritated when people are too invested in my life. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm grateful that people care about me. Yeah. But I can be quick to be like, okay, nah.
You're getting a little too, you're asking like, too many questions.
Because I don't want to have to constantly update on what's going on with my situation, especially in terms of relationships. I don't want to feel the need to have to update like 5 people on what's happening with me and so. Like, no, just as long as I don't keep you in it, you don't have to know until something big happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's sometimes, I mean, I'm of the mind that I'm going to call you with good news a lot faster than I'm going to call you with bad news. And I'm only going to tell certain people are going to know good or bad. Like, I'm just not that person that wants to broadcast to the world. Now, as I do mommy brags all the time because my child has done well and y'all know that and y'all probably get sick of me talking about it, but do whatever you got to do. I'm going to do that. So I do mommy brags all the time. I'm going to share positive things if something good happens, if there's something good happening in the community, whatever. But you ain't going to never, ever have me putting all my business in the streets. You're going to have to guess what's going on. And if somebody comes and tells you my business, you need to check the source. They might just be making some parts of that stuff up.
And in conclusion, because we done got all the way off the original topic.
We talking about friends. How many of us have them? It's a song. You young. The other people my age, they'll get it. Go ahead.
Okay. But in conclusion, I think it's a red flag if you meet somebody and they don't have it. Now, the caveat is the reasoning matters. But if they say, everybody did me wrong, run immediately away because you don't want no parts.
Probably something not right.
You in danger, girl, as Whoopi Goldberg would say. But Gemini Gem, you can go first.
Okay. So my Gemini Gem is very basic, but hopefully helpful. If you are like me and you go to the store and this week, I want some bananas. Let me stock up on bananas because I'm feeling bananas. Or I want strawberries, or I want grapes, or whatever. If you're somebody that stockpiles fruit and then realize as it starts to ripen quickly, I'm about to waste all this fruit that I spent my money on, there is a solution. Yo tengo la solución. I think that's how you say it in Espanol.
But anyway, not culturally appropriate.
Anyway. No, that's me speaking my Spanish. Like
Your Spanish?
I know a little Spanish.
You're not Latina.
I know a little. I'm not Latina, but I know a little Spanish. I studied it in school. But anyway, what I recommend you do is to freeze the fruit. Freeze the fruit, especially if you are a smoothie connoisseur, as I am. Imari drinks a lot of smoothies too. When you see that banana about to go bad, chop it up, put it in the freezer. Your strawberries, you're not going to get to them. Chop them up, put them in the freezer. Make sure you wash them. Make sure that they're ready to go. And then when you get ready to make a smoothie, instead of having to add ice to the smoothie, now you got frozen fruit. It's all fruit. It's not watered down by water. You don't have to necessarily add that much liquid to it. Use the fruit to make the smoothie, and it's gonna taste better. It's gonna have a better flavor. So like, don't waste money. Chop it up, put it in the freezer, and use it to make smoothies.
So my Gemini Gem is circling back to the Let Me Put Y'all On. So when I went to New Orleans, I stayed in a Sonder, which I feel like a lot of people don't know that exists because I stumbled across it because I like planning vacations for fun. And now that I have a big girl job, I can actually go on the vacations that I plan for fun. But Sonder, a completely this is not sponsored. If they want to sponsor me, hey, I love a free vacation. Yeah. But it's a completely contactless way of staying in a new city. We did it when we went to Philadelphia. I did it again in New Orleans. Literally, it's an app. You go on, you find your city, you find your hotel, or like you find whatever. And a lot of the rooms are not like a regular hotel rooms. They're literally like apartments.
It's like condos, kind of
like condos,
and not small condos either. They're very
the
nice.
Apartment that we stayed in New Orleans, very nice, and I believe it was only $120 a night. Okay. And it was like in a very like bougie hotel. There was a dedicated elevator just for the Sonder. You have your codes. You go up. You have your code to get into the room. You check in, contactless. You stay. You don't have to do anything. When you leave, you put a little thing on the door. You click checkout on the app, and that's it. And a lot of the rates are refundable. So if you are a traveling girly like me and you like to go new places and you don't like to spend a lot of money and you don't like having to talk to strangers, especially like for a girls trip, I felt a lot safer because we weren't talking to a receptionist. We weren't talking to anybody at a hotel, them knowing that we were by ourselves.
Yeah.
Nobody knows your business. You can go, have a good time, leave, and it's like completely
I was kind of leery the first time we did it, but it's really nice. Really nice. And like, I don't know about the one in New Orleans because I wasn't with you, but the one in Philly, everything you needed, dishes,
literally, it was the same.
Like everything that you need,
and our view was really nice.
I would definitely like now when I travel, that's the first thing I want to check.
And if you want to do a little vacation for Valentine's Day, I would say do that because it's like a whole apartment. Like there was like a king size bed, a pull out sofa. There's a full kitchen you can cook in. Like it's a definitely.
Yeah, I think it's the. Well, I hate to be all cliche, but I think it's the wave of the future. Like I think you're going to start to see that that organization grow.
And I feel like a lot of people, like if you're staying by yourself or you're saying you want to be safe or whatever, a lot of people don't really know that they exist. And like if you know the brand name and you see it on a door, then you know it's a Sonder. But like you'll see people around city sometimes, they put their little thing in. And it's to get up to their hotel.
Because we literally didn't interact with anybody. Human. They give you the code and you can come and go. And only people that have codes can come and go. Yeah. I felt perfectly safe and it was nice.
And it's perfect for Gen Z because, we don't like talking to people. We don't like interacting with people. And I loved being able to just book it on the app, click, go. And then they even verify like your identity. You have to like send them your ID and like do a face recognition so they know it's a real person and not like a serial killer or something. Yeah. But yeah, so I would say next vacation, book with Sonder. Sonder sponsor me. I'd love to be a representative.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll wrap us up. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Period.